Welp, it was a blowout. The Indiana Fever take down the Chicago Sky 79-52. Lots of new things going on for the Fever tonight. Well, not really lots of new things. I mean, Austin Kelly is a new thing in a head coaching position, showing up in his best duds, might I add. And I have to say, I am always for Stephanie White dressing up for the Indiana Fever games because I don't know. I've just noticed when she dresses up, the Fever do better. When she dresses in the sweats and stuff, the Fever don't do as good. I don't know. No, but really, the Indiana Fever did great. And if there's one thing that is a certainty for the Indiana Fever, it's that hold on to Aari McDonald at all costs. Aari McDonald, she came in, she scored 12 points. She actually stuffed the stat sheet. She got 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, which actually was 4, and then they rescinded one. For some weird reason, they rescinded one of the steals. She got a block. Aari McDonald got a block. And this team just looks so it's a 180. They are now 2-0 with Aari McDonald on that court. She is someone that you can just tell when she's out there, she can run the offense. And I'm telling you, the idea of playing Caitlin Clark off ball was not something that I was enjoying watching at all. I was campaigning to pull the plug from the Caitlin Clark off ball experiment. But I think that with Aari McDonald, just because she's no slouch. The Indiana Fever look like a totally different team since Aari McDonald took over and started orchestrating for the team. So I am definitely willing to give a shot to the Caitlin Clark off-ball experiment. And the only reason I'm saying this is because Aari McDonald is a threat. She can score in the paint. She can score from outside of the arc. She's just a really great passer. This is the type of thing I think that they were envisioning when thinking of playing Caitlin Clark off ball because she mentioned wanting to play off ball. This is something that she did do at Iowa. I just didn't think that we had, the talent for her to do this before. And now, honestly, keep Aari McDonald at all costs because now that's a possibility. And you know what? Chicago they're really getting their stuff together. They did win. I actually really enjoyed watching them play Dallas, but Dallas is probably the worst team in the league right now. So Chicago Sky beat them twice, and that's really not saying much because, man, they just did not have it together. They took 15 3-pointers. They were 20% from the 3, which is crazy. A 32% field goal percentage. What is going on? Apparently, 52 points is the lowest point total that Chicago has had since 2011. So it's actually tied for the 5th lowest, apparently, in point total in team history in a regular season game. And the Indiana Fever has beaten the Chicago Sky by a combined 62 points in 2 games. And this was a Commissioner's Cup game, and there is a point differential. So blowing out the Chicago Sky is a very good thing for the Indiana Fever to be moving up in the Commissioner's Cup, which actually is a Western-Eastern Conference battle out. Unfortunately, the Indiana Fever is in the same conference as the New York Liberty, so we'll see how that goes because the New York Liberty absolutely spanked the Connecticut Sun and had in a blowout I don't think I've ever seen. I can't remember the score. I think they might have beat them by 50 points. Either way, Indiana still is in 2nd place, but they have only played 1 Commissioner's Cup game. So there's a lot of fun stuff that I do want to go over with you, how Caitlin was kind of trolling Angel, I think. I didn't believe it at first because I was in a live with Venom. He actually pointed it out to me and I'm like, no, she's not doing that. But we'll go over that later. So first, let's go over the stats. I gotta say, though, Courtney Vandersloot, she went out in the very beginning of the game, and this was a non-contact injury, which is always the scariest. She had to be helped to the locker room, so prayers are up for Courtney Vandersloot. You never want to see something like that happen to a player. Okay, so Ariel Atkins has been looking great for the Chicago Sky, but tonight she went 2 for 11 from the field. She was 0 for 3 from the 3. Not a very good night for Ariel Atkins at all. Angel, wow, nobody scored in double digits on the Chicago Sky. I did not even know that. Angel Reese was a -20. Kia Nurse was a -25. Rachel Banham was a -20. Haley Van Lith was a -26. Oh, good Lord. Yeah, I don't think we're going to go much more into the sky. I'm sure they're feeling it enough. So the Indiana Fever, they shot 45% from the field. They shot 77% from the three. And the leader of the three-pointers, Ari McDonald. She shot 3 for 6. And then we had Dewana Bonner, who shot 50% from the three-point line, 2 for 4. Lexi Hull, 2 for 2. She's batting 100. Sid Colson, 2 for 4. Now, surprisingly, Kelsey Mitchell was 1 for 6. She did make up with it, going 5 for 11 from the field. Again, Natasha Howard, just, I don't know, she came away with 13 points, but for some reason, she has like a very quiet way of scoring. She came away with 13 points. Aaliyah Boston came away with 11. And we got to see Michaela Timpson on the court. I don't know why she was put in garbage minutes. I really wanted to see her kind of play with more of the, I guess, quote unquote, starters of the team. Because Bree Turner was put in before her. Bree Turner ended up being a -1 on the court in how many minutes? She was in for 6 minutes, and Michaela Timpson was in for 3 minutes and somehow was a +6 on the court. And, you know, after the game, in the press conference, Tyler Marsh, the coach of the Chicago Sky, was asked about how he felt about the performance. And he says, I don't think Angel struggled tonight. I think we struggled as a team. It's not about Angel being better for us. It's about us being better for Angel. And Angel Reese tonight was in for 27 minutes. She scored 4 points. She got 2 assists. She has 12 rebounds. And I actually saw a stat where she does, at this point in her career, have more rebounds than points. Camila Cardoso and Becca Allen both had the highest points for the team, both at 8. And I got to tell you, I really do like Becca Allen. I think that she has a lot of potential. I think they really need to utilize her more or figure out like a way to utilize her. And I mean, I don't know. It's very hard to see Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso together because I think that they could be better versions of themselves playing for different teams, unfortunately. Hailey Van Lith did have to come in and step in for Courtney Vandersloot running the point. She played for 26 minutes and she came away with 7 points. She played pretty scrappy. I actually liked the way she played. You know, she doesn't get a lot of minutes, so she doesn't have like necessarily a lot of experience on the court, but she did block. She had 1 block. She had a steal. She had 0 assists. She had 2 rebounds. I mean, 0 assists for a point guard. Yikes. You know, but again, I think that she wasn't ready for this just yet. I think that people do undervalue Courtney Vandersloot on that team. I think that they would have been able to do a little better, but do I think they would have been able to beat the Fever? Not at all. I do think that they wouldn't have been blown out maybe as bad. They were playing at the United Center in Chicago, and there was a point where Caitlin Clark was signing autographs, and there was a Chicago Sky fan trying to like sneakily get in and have Caitlin Clark sign their Chicago Sky jersey. You know, because Caitlin Clark was just kind of like going and signing, and sometimes, you know, I can only imagine with the hundreds of autographs I'm sure she signs a night that you might just be able to like sneakily get one in, or at least the fan was thinking so. Caitlin Clark sees that and politely declines the signature to her. And here's where Caitlin Clark gets very excited about Aaliyah Boston scoring over Angel Reese.
Boston this time working against Reese, pivots, puts it up, and 1 opportunity.
I mean, Caitlin was pretty expressive like all night. She was just really cheering on the team. There's definitely going to be a gif going around everywhere of this one. But I also think that the Chicago Sky were also trolling Caitlin Clark a little bit because they spelled her name wrong on the Jumbotron at the United Center. They spelled it with a Y instead of an I. I mean, who doesn't know how to spell Caitlin Clark if you have anything to do with basketball? And there are so many oddly spelled names in the basketball world that everybody has to like double check these things, and it's just kind of like I mean, I don't know, troll. But I mean, I'm not super mad at this. It's not that big of a deal. I think these teams like troll each other. I don't think that they're not a match. They aren't an even match anymore. So I don't know if this is still like necessarily a rivalry, like at least on an on-court rivalry. There's definitely a rivalry, but I don't think it plays out in gameplay. I think the Chicago Sky, I mean, I don't know. They really need to develop their team. They are not fitting well. I mean, they're just bad all around. They're not shooting well. They're not defending well. There's nothing that I can say that about the team right now that isn't very I guess, positive, especially in this outing. It was a pretty rough night for the Chicago Sky. And by contrast, the Indiana Fever, they are gelling. They are finding their identity. And I think, Aari McDonald, she really, I don't know if it's like the time, but she really feels like this like missing piece to what the Indiana Fever were needing. So Indiana Fever, I think you know what you need to do. I don't exactly know how you're going to get there, but if you cut Mikayla Timpson, I think that there might be riots on the streets because Mikayla Timpson is the future. I think it's been, I watched the Valkyries Aces game today and it was so great. They absolutely blew out the Aces. I could not believe what I was watching. This is a Valkyries team that has, it's an expansion team, not one star on it. This is playing an Aces team with 4 Olympians on it, and the pacing and the spacing that the Valkyries had were absolutely dominating over the Aces and the way that they're playing. The WNBA, it's like, it's all about the youth right now. Like what teams are people talking about? They're talking about the Washington Mystics, and the Washington Mystics have Kiki Iriafen, who right now is the front runner for Rookie of the Year. Sonia Citron, who last week was front runner for Rookie of the Year. Lucy Olsen is also making a positive impression, and Georgia Amore, who unfortunately is out, but when she goes in, I'm telling you, this team, they're going to be looking good. And the rest of their roster is pretty young too, outside of Brittany Sykes, who is 31, who's also having a great season, by the way. Definitely at the free throw line a lot, but she's still doing a great job leading this team. So the Indiana Fever needs to keep Mikayla Timpson because I don't see them getting very high in the draft next season. And I hope that they're seeing that the roster construction, because as much as I love DeWanna Bonner, I'm really happy for what she's doing. I don't see her fitting into the run and gun, fast paced, like read and react system. I don't see that Natasha Howard is like seamlessly fitting in. She's doing well. She's doing pretty well. She's not really standing out though. And I don't see her really fitting in and gelling with the Indiana Fever, at least not yet. Sid Colson, she's not making a big impact on the court. I think that Sid Colson is pretty steady. I liked what she did tonight. I liked what she did in the last game, but she's not a high impact player. The wave of the future for the WNBA, it's going like the NBA is going. It's the young guns. So Indiana Fever, Stephanie White, start developing Mikayla Timpson on that court. I am nervous about a little bit of foul trouble. I wish she would have gotten out a little bit earlier. I know Austin Kelly is new, and I don't know what the whole deal is with that, but I was really glad to see her out for, I think it was 5 minutes. She didn't really do much. She did have a foul. Like I've always said, like I'm really nervous about the rookies and the foul trouble, but that is the way you learn. And I'm not necessarily saying her play more than 10 minutes a game, but kind of just get her feet wet when you can. Anyway, that's all for tonight. I am going to have a lot more thoughts tomorrow. I probably will want to get into more of like the gameplay and stuff, but until then, I will see you next time.